Firstly, thank you so much to Scott and Nicola. That was really unexpected. Some really nice words there, but it was an absolute pleasure, as I'll say later on in my speech, so I won't ramble too much. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure many of you, including Scott and Nicola, were expecting quite a jovial, funny, real light-hearted kind of speech from me today. But you're wrong. This, in fact, is going to be a very rigid, very serious, in fact, very melancholy kind of speech. So I'd like to do something first. Bear with me, I'd like to raise a toast. There we go. Started breaking up in my pocket, but you get the gist. That's in tribute to, I think, Scott and Nicola's favourite TV programme, Gavin and Stacey. So I just thought I'd drop that one in there. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you're all gagging to get at the bar, me included, so I'll keep this nice and short. But I have just made a few notes, so bear with me. 27 years ago, there was a boy called Scott that was born. Not really. Firstly, I think as a best man, I should congratulate, well, what I'd say is the perfect couple. A real charming, sweet, caring couple. A couple admired by us all in the room. But it's a fortnight till Will and Kate's, so I suppose Scott and Nicola would do, wouldn't they? Congratulations, Scott. No, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting serious in a minute, I promise. I hope you're having a great day so far. Certainly been an emotional day, even the cake's in tears. Classic. It is my duty as best man to thank Scott, firstly, for his kind words regarding our beautiful bridesmaids today, Sarah and Heather, and of course our little flower girl Isabella. I'm sure you'll agree, ladies and gentlemen, that all three performed their role today with real grace and aplomb. So well done to the three of those. Andrew the usher, thanks for coming. Andrew, only joking, mate. Andrew, thank you also to Scott for your kind words about Andrew. I'm sure Andrew will thank you in his own special way later on.
You're staying in the same room as him.
Yeah. Andrew, thank you for your help as well earlier. He was my little sidekick there. I don't know if I could have done it without you, so cheers, mate. So those of you who don't know me, you've probably guessed that I'm actually the best man. You've probably guessed that by now. I'm actually really nervous about this speech, if I'm honest. I get really stressed about public speaking. I tend to pronounce like my worms. So I thought I'd give myself a little bit of confidence. I thought, you know what, I'll do my speech in front of a live audience. So the other night I went down the local geriatric home and I did my speech in front of them. I think it went down well. Well, they all pissed themselves anyway, so I think that was a good sign. So hopefully this is going okay so far. But best man, eh? Best man, what a duty, what a title. Rather ironic though when you think about it, eh, ladies and gentlemen? Best man, but I'm sitting there on the end. I'm sitting there next to a beautiful bride. Work that one out. But best man, the problem with the best man is you never get to prove it, yeah. Unless there's any single ladies out there who'd like to come along and find out why I am best man. Form a queue outside after the speech. But yeah, best man, a real honour. I think it says that Scott sees me as a reliable, dependable, supportive guy, a real true friend. And Scott said it was because none of his mates could get the day off, so he was desperate, so he turned to me. But when I was standing there in the church today, I couldn't help but think, blimey, isn't history repeating itself today? You know, April 1984, there was Lynn and Nick putting a young Nicola to bed with a dummy. 27 years later, it's happening all over again. But it's 25 years, ladies and gentlemen, 25 years I've officially known Scott. And I don't think neither of us knew much about it then, we were 2 years old. But 25 years, isn't that a long time? A lot has changed in 25 years. You know, we've gone to school, gone through senior school, we've gone out clubbing, gone out drinking. A lot's changed. We've grown up, we've become men. But only one thing hasn't changed in 25 years. West Ham still haven't won a major trophy. I thought Scott would like that one. But like Scott said, we've been like brothers over the years, and no disrespect to you, Heather, but we've been like brothers over the years.
Dan, I'll take a step back.
You know, as I said, we've been to school together, we played football together, we've worked together. I've seen Scott crawl around, I've seen him lie on his back drinking out of a bottle. I've even cleared up after his mess. But that's enough about his 21st. I'll get back to the wedding. No, we've had some real fun times, me and Scott, over the years, and I won't bore you with them all, because I know you're all desperate to get in the bar. But, gosh, what was there? There was football, wasn't there? And there was golf and snooker, wrestling. Wrestling had to be the #1 thing for me and Scott. I think we collected all the figures. We used to love watching wrestling. You know, two men in their pants, throwing each other about, rolling around on the floor. Then we'd actually watch the wrestling. Other than wrestling, football is a big passion for Scott. You'll always see Scott with a football by his side. He even lists his activities and interests on Facebook as Championship Manager. So, you know, Nicola, what are you doing? Ask yourself. But yeah, he's a big Tottenham fan. I'm sure most of you know Scott's a massive Tottenham fan. And it got me thinking, Tottenham, they're rather like a dodgy 80s German B movie, aren't they, really? Both got a dodgy Brazilian between the... dodgy Brazilian between the sticks, there we go. I've got to mention it. And also, rather like mine and Scott's first lads' holiday in Ibiza, Tottenham also got smashed in Spain. Well, enough about the Tottenham gags. But as Scott mentioned earlier, on that aforementioned holiday to Ibiza, Scott and Nicola officially met. Scott was on holiday with me and Nicola was out there, so we arranged a little meet. Nicola actually dated one of my other mates first, but we won't mention that bit. They eventually got together. But can you imagine, what better place to first meet? Ibiza. Sun, sea, sangria. Can you imagine sharing a sangria on the beach as the sunset goes down over Bora Bora? Obviously Scott was keen to continue this romantic theme. When he got back to England, he took her to BHS for their first date for a bowl of chips. So all I can say is the sausage roll must have been good. On the theme of continuing the theme of travel, poor old Scott, he has suffered a little bit with his travel sickness over the years. I do remember our trips to Holland, football trips to Holland. You know, a real long old coach journey ahead of us. We'd get to the bottom of Scott's Road and head first into the sick bag. Oh my God, this is going to be a long day. So I understand, Nicola, you're planning to go to New York on your honeymoon?
Yeah.
Well, good luck with that one. Scott can't usually get past New Ham without flying out. But Scott, you know what? There's a little something under here for you. Marriage can be a very bumpy, turbulent, bumpy ride at times. So just in case there's a sick ladies and gentlemen, I did with this speech want to encapsulate everything that marriage means and what it means to be man and wife together, to spend many more years together of happiness. And I've got a couple more props down here to demonstrate that. This could get me a slap, but hey. So Nicola, there's an apron, and Scott, there's a remote control. Enjoy it. No, joking aside, ladies and gentlemen, Scott, it was an absolute honour. Absolute honour, mate, when you asked me to be best man. There was no hesitation at all. You know, I thoroughly enjoyed the role. Hopefully I've pulled it off today to the best of your satisfaction and to Nicola. As you said, Scott, we've been great mates over the years. I can't remember. You said there were some ups and downs. Maybe we should have a word later about it. I can't think of any, but if you want to let me know.
It's mostly you being drunk and falling in.
Oh, ups and downs, me being drunk, yeah, fair enough. Yeah. But no, you've been a true friend to me, Scott, so it was an absolute honour. And I'd also like to pass that sentiment on to Nicola as well. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I've actually known the bride and groom for about 25 years, so probably quite a unique situation. I actually know the bride as much as I know the groom.
Longer, 24 years.
Oh, sorry.
Antenatal.
Well, I didn't really know, to be fair. But Scott, yeah, me and Scott, we went to school together, we've worked together, we've played together. That sounds a little bit dodgy. And Nicola, close family friends, we've been on holiday together, we've shared Christmases together. So I think I'm in a very good place, ladies and gentlemen, to say that, you know, this really is the perfect couple in my eyes. I'm absolutely delighted that they met each other and got together eventually, moved in together, and now have completed the set in marriage. I'm absolutely convinced that the two of you will be eternally happy for the rest of your lives. So congratulations on your marriage, and you have my support, my full support, not only as best man today, but as a real true friend. So congratulations to the both of you on your marriage. So, ladies and gentlemen, you'll be pleased to know that is the end of my rambling. It gives me immense pleasure to raise a glass, invite you to raise your glasses to the new Mr. and Mrs. Lightiness, to Scott and Nicola. And that's it from me.